What's up guys, Eric from VSonic here. Today we have here the newly designed 2025 BMW X3 and everything about this car with all the new features, new navigation, big screen, and all that new bells and whistles makes it a very attractive vehicle. But there's one thing that's missing on this car. This car has a lot of different drive modes, eco mode, sport mode, and all that. But we have here the ShiftPower Throttle Response Controller. This will add more modes in addition to all the factory modes the car comes with. Basically, the ShiftPower Throttle Response Controller will give you that additional throttle response if that is what you're looking for, especially off the initial launch. And let me show you how easy it is to install this ShiftPower Throttle Response Controller on this new BMW. I'll walk you through it. So let's stop talking, let's go inside the car and get this installed. All right guys, before we get started on the installation, you want to make sure your car is in sleep mode. So to make sure your car's in sleep mode, this BMW can do different ways. After you came from a drive, you can lock it, unlock it, wait about 5 minutes, or you can also leave the driver's side door open, like so, and place the key far away from the car so it can't detect it, and wait about 10 minutes. So this car is already asleep. You want to make sure you go through those steps so that there's no signals coming through your acceleration pedal, because if you unplug the connector while there's signals coming through the acceleration pedal, it might throw a check engine light, and when you turn it on, it may stick. And if you want to reset the check engine light afterwards, you definitely can. Just turn the car on and off 5 times. Your check engine light will disappear after that. But just to prevent all that drama, just make sure your car is asleep and there's no signals coming through the acceleration pedal when you unplug it. All right, so moving on, we're gonna come in here, and what we're gonna first do is you can either remove the floor mat, okay, press down here, and you could remove it all. Okay, just put it along the side as well. Got a few tools here. Just need like a very thin, small flathead screwdriver to pop that out, or you can use, we have found this random tool that we have. Just something that's very thin that could hook in here. I'm just gonna pry this out, okay. All right, there it is. Don't lose this. It's very, very small, easy to lose. And grab a Allen or a Torx. We're gonna use this. This is 4mm Allen. You can also use a Torx as well. And let's loosen this. Okay, counterclockwise. All right, leave this aside here. I'm gonna grab it, we're gonna pull it up. There it is. And flip this over. You'll find this connector here. The release tab is on the side. So one on the left, one on the right. So while you push on this release, you're going to pull out the connector, just like so. Try not to pull on the harness itself. Just always pull on the connector, all right? Okay, and when you pull this, you may get this beeping notification on the screen. Once everything's plugged in, it'll go away, so don't let that surprise you. And going back to our harness, so we have 2 sides here. So our female plug will connect to the male side. It only connects one way, okay? See, it doesn't connect there, but it connects here. And you hear that click. And let's grab the male side here. And we're going to connect this back to this male side. And once again, it only connects one way. Click, perfect. All right. And next, we will organize all these wires and cables. Before we only had one wire coming here. Now we have few. So there's different ways you can organize this. Okay, we can either tuck everything back here. Very limited space though, right? And you want to make sure if you do tuck it over here, you want to make sure it never comes out, because you don't want it to impede your driving, especially your acceleration pedal. Like, you don't want it to go out of the way. Okay, you can zip tie everything here, or you can tuck this whole thing behind this one of these panels here. All right, and then organize it that way. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're just going to reroute these cables somewhere, tuck it under there, and then secure it up there. Seems to be a safer way than putting everything down here. Okay, so let me go back here. Let me screw this screw back on. Make sure it's on here very securely because you don't want it to come loose. Once again, it's because this is your acceleration pedal. You don't want to make any mistakes when reinstalling this. All right. And if you haven't noticed, we did plug in this connector here for the button, okay? All right, so let me move my tools out of the way and let me bring the carpet back to its original location. All right. Okay, so to further mount this more securely, we went and we dropped this. It's very easy to do so. So we removed that bolt that we showed you earlier. And there's a little twist clips here. You just twist it, unlocks it, and you can just drop it very easily. And then once you do that, you'll notice that there's there's a big wire harness up there. So we went and zip tied to it so that there will be less play. Okay, so we don't want the wires moving around too much, just because this area you got your acceleration pedal and you also have your brake pedal. So we made it pretty tight so our harness won't be able to move around much. And then we tucked our module down here under the carpet. All right, now let's reinstall everything which we just removed. So putting it back in, just make sure you line everything back up. All right, so we found our spot. We're going to stick it right there. All right, okay. So let me take care of the extra wiring and let me make sure the surface is clean before I secure the button in place. All right, a quick alcohol wipe. Make sure the surface is dry before you place this. And especially if you have like Armor All or some sort of coating on it, you want to make sure it's off when you do this. And then once you have all that off, go ahead and press down on here. Press and hold it for about 30 seconds. Sweet, that's it. All right guys, we finally put the under panel back in. Here's a little tip when you're putting this back in. Get this side in first, make sure it's behind this kick panel here, under here, and then get this lined up, push up, lock this tab, and then work on the right side. Make sure there's a little opening here that needs to go into the guide, and then lock it and then fasten it. So start from the driver's side and go around and you won't have any problems. And right here it's good, it's not going anywhere. Zip tied up there. We also add another zip tie down here so the connectors won't rattle around in the bottom. All right, and going back to the top, we have our ShiftPower button right there. Okay, so let me do a final check. Let me turn on the car and let me make sure everything is working as it should. So it's just gonna be for a brief moment here because we're indoors. All right. And there it is. Everything looks good. So I'm gonna give a little bit of gas. All right, looks like it's working. The RPM gauge, we noticed this car doesn't show it unless you're driving. So you don't see any of that RPM until we start to drive. All right, cool. Now let's go for a quick test drive. All right, guys, so we're about to go on a test drive with Manny. It's his vehicle here. So we're gonna get his phone set up first with his app. So I'm gonna download the ShiftPower Throttle Controller app. You already installed it. All right, cool. So let's get you linked up. Press that car icon, connect. Your car is fairly new. It might not be listed, but it doesn't matter. It's just to name your car.
This is the password?
Yep. All right, so we got you connected here. And let me go over the app before we go for the drive. So if you press the button, it'll cycle through all the different modes. So we got the green, dynamic, yellow is sport, orange is super sport, and red is race. And then 0%, it's just factory mode, turned off.
So the LED indicator turns white?
Yes, it's white
So
right
white,
now.
green, like a yellow hue, orange, and then red.
Yes. And you can also drag your finger and then move it around 1% increments.
Oh, nice.
And you can also change it while you're driving. And you can also change your presets here when you press the button if you wanted something different. Right now it's on linear. There's 3 different acceleration curves: linear, exponential, dynamic. Linear is default. It'll take you to wide open throttle faster. It's good for faster cars. It's good for heavier cars that really lack the low end power. This car is fairly fast already, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. So if that's the case, I recommend exponential. I'm gonna switch it.
Okay.
Because if you don't, then the throttle might just be a bit too sensitive.
Too sensitive.
Yeah. So leave it on that. Usually dynamic is the most everyday driving, like compliant one, 25%. If you ever want to valet, if you ever valet your vehicle, you put it in valet mode.
Okay.
It restricts the amount of acceleration so they can't floor your car.
Nice.
If you put it to lock, let's try this. If you lock it and try pressing down on your acceleration, nothing happens. Basically, it's an immobilizer. When you park your car, you can leave it on this
Wow,
mode.
that's a great option.
Yes, especially when you park outside. Eco mode, of course, try to save some gas. So initially, let's try it on 25% and let's see how you like it. So let's add it here. How does it feel?
Feels good.
Feels good. You like it?
Yeah.
Car
hear
pulls
the-
harder.
It does pull a little harder. Even this is a standard, right?
Yep. Yeah, this is at 25, so dynamic. This is the mode that most daily driving people uses. So on the next slide, once we get to a complete stop, we'll try race mode.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so let's switch it over to race mode. I'm gonna press the button a few times here. All right, here it is. So for race mode, it's not for everyday driving. Maybe if you go on the racetrack, you wanna drag race somebody, or yeah, if you just wanna peel out, I guess. But yeah, normally you won't be in race mode. How does it feel?
Good. It feels
Feels
good.
good. You like it?
I do like it. It feels like just being a normal. It feels like I'm in S1.
Kicks in right away, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
Yeah.
You want to do what, Sport Plus?
Let's try it. Careful when you make this U-turn though, because it might be a little touchy.
Okay.
I hear your stuff in the trunk moving to the back.
Feels completely different.
It does, right? It
does.
Yeah, like a totally different car.
Yeah.
I think you like the race mode.
I do like the race mode.
So usually, like when you press the acceleration pedal, the car has to think a little bit and then go.
Yeah.
But then this one is just instant.
Yeah, it's instant, more responsive.
Yeah. So what do you think?
I love it.
You love it?
It's a
Yeah.
nice little touch, nice
Yeah.
little upgrade to the vehicle. I think this is how BMW should have done.
Yeah.
No complaints. Love the car, but it's always nice to have that little extra.
Yep. And for under $200, you'll feel the results immediately, the difference right away. It's very uninvasive to your vehicle. You can always remove it, plug and play, and yeah, very easy to install. And be able to have fun with it right away. So a lot of functions in this small electronic piece. All right, guys, you saw the feedback that Manny has on our ShiftPower Throttle Response Controller. He's just one of thousands of customers who's enjoying our ShiftPower Throttle Response Controller already. At the same time, Manny has a shop over there near Echo Park and Silver Lake called JR Distributions with an S. Hit him up. He'll install the kit for you. He'll also sell it to you. You should have some in stock. So reach out to him if you are in LA. Once again, guys, if you haven't, help our channel, give us that like, give us that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.